I'm going to give you a quick tour of Cabinet Solutions, custom cabinet design software. What we're looking at here is the startup screen. It's where you put your shop name and customer information, anything that you'd like to show up in your different reports that you print out. We'll go on to the job standards. From here you can easily switch back and forth between face frame and European or frameless cabinets. All these categories down below are where you enter in parameters to tell the program how you build your particular style of cabinet. An example of the type of information would be material type. It's where you tell the program what type of material to use for the different cabinet parts. You can add materials that are not included with the default library. Another thing you would set up here would be material thickness. It's just the thicknesses of your different cabinet parts. I'm going to go with the default standards in this case, but if you went through here and you set up a standard, say for inset doors, you could go in and save that standard, call it inset doors, and pull it up anytime you're building a job with inset doors. So I'll apply that, and I'm going to create a simple L-shaped layout. This project only has one room at this time. If I add another room, it's going to call it room 2 and then room 3, 4, and so on. That's the default naming scheme. But you can go in and change the room names to kitchen, living room, master bath, office, and so on. This is a residential kitchen, but the program can also be used for commercial cabinets and closets as well. I'm going to continue to my place cabinets view, and these are the default cabinet types that we include with the library when you open up the program for the first time. But you can go in and create custom cabinets and then save them to your own custom library with their own names. I'm going to select this angled corner cabinet. You'll notice there's this is a 45-degree angled corner cabinet, but there's also a 90-degree to the right of it. And I want a base. Anytime you select a cabinet to place on the floor, you can change the default dimensions to whatever you need it to be at the time of placement, or you can come back and do it anytime later. So I'll select the upper next. And then I'm going to select a refrigerator upper cabinet. And I am actually going to customize this cabinet. To do that, I'm going to go to the elevation. Anytime you click a cabinet in the elevation, it takes you here to the cabinet editor where you can do more than just change the height, width, and depth of the cabinet. I want to send the left and right end to the floor, so I'm going to go to ends, and I'll tell it to send the style and end to floor for the left and also for the right. I can view the assembly sheet for the cabinet. The assembly sheet lets you get information about each cabinet's opening, each opening in the cabinet, the opening type and size, the door and drawer front sizes, face frame parts if you're in face frame, and box parts. This is not a complete cut list. I will show you the complete cut list towards the end of this video, or later in this video. This is also where, if you designed a custom cabinet and you wanted to save it to your library, you would click Save to Library in the bottom right there. Next, I'm going to add a window to this north wall. So I'm going to go back to Draw Walls, and I could have did this initially, but I forgot to do so. I'm going to go to Edit Wall, click the wall I want to edit, place window, and I can choose the height and width of the window, distance from square, distance from star, and distance from the floor. Distance, you'll notice the wall has a square on the left side and a star on the right side of the wall. So that's one way to measure the placement of the window left and right. You can also do center align, and what that does is measures from the center of the window, and I'm going to place this window 72 inches from the square. The center of the window, 72 inches from the square. I'll go back to my place cabinets view, and I want to place a sink base under that window. So I'll go to sink base. You'll notice I have center and window checked. So when I go to place this cabinet, even though I'm off a little bit, it automatically centers. Next we'll select a drawer bank. You'll notice it's 24 inches wide, but I have Smart Placer turned on. What that does, even though I'm going to place it in this 18-inch opening, it shrinks to fit when I click. So let's look at this elevation. Right now I have a separate sink base and drawer bank. Some of you might want to build this as one cabinet, so I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to delete both. Select a standard base and make it 54 inches. Then I'm going to click it and go to the elevation and click it again to customize it. I'm going to go to center style, continue. Each time I click any opening here, it's going to evenly split the cabinet. Done. Next I'll go to openings and rollouts, and I'll edit opening 2 by clicking on it. I'm going to change the width to 12.5. And change the type of opening to drawer and accept. Actually 15.25 is what I want for that opening, so I'm going to go back. Openings, rollouts, 2. And this opening size can be entered in decimal or in fraction. Doesn't matter, the program understands both. Done. Now I'm going to go to openings and rollouts again, opening 3 this time, and I'll change it from a drawer to a sink top. Last thing I'm going to do is split that huge drawer we've got in the bottom left there with center rails. I can go with the default size, which is something you set up in your standards, or I can enter a different number for the center rail. I'm fine with it. Each time I click opening 2, it'll be evenly split. And you can also go in and manually change each one of these drawers to whatever size you want it to be. I'm going to add another drawer bank and fill it out with upper cabinets, which I'm going to intentionally oversize and let them shrink to fit in the openings. So this is what our elevation looks like. I need to add a refrigerator, so I'm going to go to Place Cabinets, Appliances, Single Door Refrigerator, Continue. Just like with cabinets, your appliances can be whatever size you want them to be. This isn't a real job, so I can make it whatever size I want. There we go. So this is our normal elevation view. You can uncheck display doors to get a mechanical drawing view. Also, now I'll show you the master cut list for the job. I'm going to go to Print, Master Cut List. I can view the entire cut list with every part of every cabinet in this job. I'll go to Print Preview. You've got the width, length, part name, and then the cabinet number. In your elevation view, if you turn off display doors, you can see the corresponding cabinet numbers. You can also see them hover above the cabinets in the 3D view if you turn that on. Back to the cut list. So if I scroll down here, the parts are grouped by what material they're made out of, as well as the type of part. So face frame parts out of 3/4 inch red oak, cabinet box parts 3/4 inch red oak plywood, and so on. I've got my company name in the top left, and at the very bottom of the cut list, when you print it out, you'll see the name of the customer that the job corresponds with. Next, let's look at the panel optimizer. I'm going to show you the 3D renderings last. So for the panel optimizer, go to Optimize and Print Layout. We'll do the 1/4 inch melamine, which is what I made my backs out of. You can see here that I've got 4 pages. That tells me that I need 4 sheets of melamine. And for each lettered part on the diagram, you've got information about that part below, the room that it belongs to, the cabinet number, and the type of part. And the drawing shows you the best way to cut out the material to get the most yield out of your sheets, the best yield. Next, we'll look at the job costing. You can price cabinets, countertop, installation, and finishing separately, and then combine them to come up with your final cost and generate a proposal. We'll just look at the cabinet category, this can be priced by lineal foot or by materials plus labor plus profit, which is more accurate because drawer bank should cost more than a one drawer, one door base cabinet of the same width. So we'll put in an estimated hours of 8 at $75 an hour. Say we want to make 30% profit on this job. Then we'll go into materials costing and show you how it's coming up with this $363.02. Each one of my materials has a cost per square foot assigned to it. That's how it comes up with material costing. So you'd go in and enter in your cost for each one of the materials that you're using. Also, if I go to hardware costs, there's as you're laying out a job, the program's automatically adding up the hardware, hinges, drawer slides for standard cabinets, vanities, and so on. There's also 5 boxes at the bottom where you can put in any custom parts that we didn't include in the program and include them in your cost. There's a whole section just for doors, for door and drawer front costs as well, which I'm not going to cover in this video to keep it short. You'll note on our website you can download sample proposals and costing in sample PDF that we have available on the features page of the customcabinetsoftware.com website. I'm going to go to my 3D room view. This is the basic 3D. When you're working on a project, this is where you'll want to spend most of your time. Once the project's done, then you're going to want to go to the Enhanced 3D, which gives you a high quality rendering to help sell the job to the customer. Let's take a look at that. you're going to go in here, you're going to set up image options, camera options, color options, and we'll teach you how to use this so that you can get good high quality renderings. Training is included with the cost of the program. So once you go through and you set up your image options, camera options, color options, and then you render the enhanced 3D, you get an image like this. This is as much of a layout as I'm going to do just because of time, so we keep this video as short as possible while covering as much as possible. And we'll just compare. So this is my enhanced 3D. This is my basic 3D. Now the enhanced 3D image, you can save it as a JPEG file and then send it to a customer as an email attachment, and come back and do revisions and do that as many times as necessary. I'm going to show you two more things. I'm just going to switch this to a frameless job with slab doors really quickly. Let's look at the elevation. I'm going to go to Standards, Adjust Job Standards, go to European, and I'm going to go to File, Open. I have this custom Euro standard that I created previously, which I'm going to open that and apply it. So now I have slab doors, no face frame. Last thing I'm going to show you is the ability to switch between different types of units, measuring units. So I'm going to go to Options, Units. We've got inch with fractions, inch with decimal, a number of others. I'm going to go to metric millimeters. There we go. And you can switch back and forth at any stage of the job. So that's it for this video. If you have any more questions, you can actually, we have a lot of videos on YouTube at youtube.com/cabinetsoftware. You can give us a call at 574-968-8142 or toll free at 800-283-9577. You can also send emails to sales@customcabinetsoftware.com if you prefer to communicate that way. Thanks for watching and have a great day.